Hey, Capricorn, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Capricorn, bottom of the deck, you have the Hammer. This talks about rebuilding. It can be about sabotaging energies. You may be dealing with someone who tends to self-sabotage. This could be a pattern of yours, but I feel like you're working on repairing it. There is this underlying energy of choosing healthier options when it comes to partners, when it comes to relationships. If you are currently in a partnership, I do have the soulmate card showing up. It's in reverse, which means you could be looking at boundaries. You could be needing to have a conversation or really get to the nitty gritty, get to the root of a situation, hence the hammer. It almost feels for some of you like you're pulling out the old nails, because the nails that are currently holding up some sort of structure are rusted. They're bent. They are not doing a good job. And I feel in order to rebuild, you got to pull those nails out completely. And what I feel some of you have been doing is trying to hammer old rusty crooked nail in, and it's not helping. And I feel like someone wants to start fresh here. So we're going to look at the person on your mind, or if there's not a person specifically, we'll look at any incoming energy for you. And I'm getting a song. A lot of signs have received songs with these love readings, and I am getting one of my favorites, Dolly Parton's Jolene. And the message that is coming through with this song: I have to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you. It almost feels like someone may be having a conversation around boundaries. And even if this isn't a third party situation per se, which third party has been a common energy that's been coming up again amongst all the signs in November, I feel like this could be you having a conversation with someone, which hopefully you shouldn't have to do this, but perhaps it could be about boundaries with another person. And this could be a family member, right? Maybe it's someone's sibling, coming over at all hours of the night, or it could be, a coworker setting some healthy boundaries. I feel like the message from that song is, well, for some of you, it certainly could be a third party involvement here, but for others of you, it just feels like you may be feeling like you are an option, not a choice. Or that was the energy of the past. And because I see healthy choices here, you're moving forward knowing that you are the chosen one, or you are choosing this individual. It almost feels to me like you've gone through a situation where someone crossed boundaries, and I feel like they weren't willing to deal with some possibly pain or trauma or childhood wounds, and someone had lashed out. They may have been still very much upset subconsciously, and consciously it was affecting their relationships, hence self-sabotage. Someone may have been sabotaging because boundaries were just being crossed. I feel like they weren't taking responsibility or accepting that it was up to them to heal something. And this could be a past person. It could be someone on your mind, but I do have soulmate here showing up. And it almost feels for some of you, if you have put a hand up to someone of the past because they've hurt you, I feel like you are saying goodbye to the past. Now I'm getting the bye, bye, bye song. And I feel like you're opening up to a new beginning here with a new soul contract, a new life partner. This is a connection, a divine connection here for you. So if that is your story, we're going to look at this new person coming in. But for some of you, if you currently have someone on your mind, I do feel like this is a soulmate. And perhaps Perhaps communication has been a breakdown. Perhaps you've been with someone, but you haven't been communicating with them effectively. And maybe in order to strengthen the relationship or the dynamic, one needs to communicate or come together. And that is all about this hammer energy. How can we build? How can we, how can we build this up together? It's really hard to build a house as a one-man band, right? It's really hard to hold those trusses and hammer at the same time. It takes a partnership here. And I feel like you want to work on it. Someone wants to work on a relationship and choose healthy options, healthy choices. Now, I am getting a message here as well. This is not going to resonate with everyone, Capricorn. But some of you are in a relationship where you could be the healthy one and your partner is a little bit lazy in their self-care. Okay, you could, and that may cause a little bit of an imbalance because perhaps you are more active. Perhaps you are wanting to spend time outdoors or you want to eat healthy food. And then if your partner is the opposite, you see how there could be a bit of a clash. So that may resonate for some of you, but I do feel here that you're making choices that ultimately are for you, regardless of relationship status. And that's not selfish because when you bring your own happiness to the table, that helps the partnership and relationship. I feel like you're loving life here. You are working on creating an abundant life for yourself, and you are getting ready to call in new energies here or new levels of growth in an existing dynamic. But I do want to check out this hand up here because some of you, it is a goodbye to the past. I almost feel like it's a chef's kiss, right? Goodbye to the past. I'm not going to open up that can of worms ever again. But I also feel like some of you, you have been hurt and therefore you have set some walls up, right? There's been some boundaries, and I'm getting the 7 of Wands here where yes, you're making healthy choices not to be impulsive or not to jump in. But I also see here, you may have an opportunity that comes in November where you may need to lower those walls. You may need to bring them down a bit, okay, and be vulnerable. Now, bottom of the deck, we have the dating card. We have the sword and rose, and we have the phoenix. So this is what's bubbling up to the surface for you this month is, dating. Some of you, it could be an anniversary. It could be remembering why you fell in love with someone. You could be meeting someone new. Maybe you're getting back out on the horse. You're dating online, or you could be attending a specific event. Like there's a date on your calendar, and this could be the time where you meet someone, or it brings about a strengthening of a connection or a soul bond. You have the sword and the rose. There's the talking in that song, Jolene. I have to have this talk with you, even though it is 2 females connecting and talking. Maybe some of you, this is a best friend. For others of you, it could be a family member. Or this could be with a lover, with a soulmate. And I feel like there is a level of respect here and boundaries, right? There's some sort of clarity or truth. I feel this way because, right, instead of feeling like the other person, maybe they at times feel attacked, like you do this, you do that, start with I feel. And really be able to open up the communication instead of walls immediately going up because someone feels attacked, right? I also feel like there's a sense of protecting a sacred union here, protecting a sacred union. This could also be your sacred body. Some of you are protecting your sacred body. You're not just going to hand it over to anyone. And I also see here, Capricorn, you could be, again, rekindling or entering into a new phase. This is that phoenix, and this is what I was getting at the very beginning. You've done a lot of growing. You have done a lot of renewing your energy, and you've come back a lot, right? The comeback is stronger than the setback, and I feel like you may have changed your mind, and that's okay. It's important that we honor the changes that show up instead of staying in a loop of resistance, because that can cause one to be unhappy. And I see here that you've changed your mind about a situation and you're honoring it. That's why you have the sword and rose. And it could be that you told yourself, you know, I'm never going to date online, right? Or I'm never going to fall in love again after this person has hurt me, or I'm never going to date a Gemini, whatever it may be that you told yourself out of pain or out of frustration or bitterness or anger, right? I feel like you're changing your mind and you're saying, you know what, maybe I will give this another shot, or maybe I will put myself out there, or maybe I will fall in love again. So I feel like whatever changes that are being made, they're actually changes for the better. All right, Capricorn, let's dive into your energy. How are you feeling at this time? What is going on within your energy, Capricorn? Someone could have the name Jolene as well. That could be someone's name. Maybe you hear Dolly Parton or that song in the coming weeks. That's going to be a signifier that you are moving forward and you're making healthy choices. And I see that here with the star, the King of Cups. This is beautiful. You could be a divine masculine as well, or you're certainly calling one in. What else do we have here, please, for Capricorn? A lot of you want to heal. Oh my gosh. And the Lovers. This is beautiful. They're all in the upright position. So you're healing. You have the star, the King of Cups, and the Lovers. You could even be opening your heart up again after you've been on an island, right? And as they say, no man is an island. And I feel like you may have had to go to that island to recoup, right? You may have had to keep everyone at arm's length while you healed from a situation. And even if you are in a partnership or a relationship here, I feel like there is someone here that loves you, that you love. This could also be a same-sex union for some of you. For others of you, this is almost like a star-crossed lover. That would be that Jolene energy as well. So maybe there was someone that was in a dynamic. Maybe they were married, or they were, you know, maybe you thought there was something going on behind the scenes, but really maybe there wasn't, right? I just feel like there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of moving forward here, wishes fulfilled. And it feels like it's been a long time coming, but because you didn't give up on yourself, or maybe you didn't give up on a relationship, because this is a lot of love. When the King of Cups and the Lovers show up with the star, there is a soulmate that you are either in a connection with or you're calling in that is your destiny. You are meant to know this person, right? You are meant to connect on a heart level with this individual. And I feel, Capricorn, that you have a lot of love for this person. They have a lot of love for you. And even though perhaps there's been a tower moment between the both of you, because typically the star comes after the tower. This is also Aquarian energy. You're feeling a new sense of inspiration. You're feeling like you may actually have a brighter future. This is about your dreams. Some of you could be dreaming about this individual as well. I feel like you may have always wanted this to happen, right? But for whatever reason, it's almost as if the structure with the hammer, it's like the structure wasn't built right. It was built out of material that whenever it got wet, it crumbled. So it almost feels like there was a crumbling under pressure. But now you're building with a solid foundation. You're building with wisdom. You're building with that strength. There's definitely someone else in the mix here. I see that someone is really falling head over heels. That could be part of it as well. This could be a love that comes in, if it hasn't already, where you know almost instantly that this is your person. Like, I'm talking bada bing, bada boom, 4 months. It almost feels like there's a 4-month, could be Gemini, could be Aquarius here. But I am getting, some of you may have also had a childlike upbringing where maybe your parents fell in love and got married quickly. And maybe this has always been a dream of yours, not to get, fall in love and, quickly, but it almost feels like long lasting. Like, I want to be with someone for 50 years, or I want to have, that 40-year reunion. And I feel like there's a dream of yours that is manifesting, that is coming true here, Capricorn, even if it's been tough. Now, the person on your mind or the incoming person, can we look at their energy, please? All right, we have the Seven of Swords. It's in reverse. Maybe there's forgiveness here. There could be forgiveness. It almost feels like if this person was keeping something hidden, if there were some sort of accusations, I feel like the reason someone kept something hidden is because they didn't want to hurt you. Okay, but at the same time, okay, King of Pentacles showing up here. It had to do with their stability, maybe money. Someone could have had some issues. Oh, I see what's happening. Someone was having a difficult time opening up to you. If this is a spouse or it could be someone new, it's not necessarily that they're being dishonest. I feel like their pride got in the way. So for example, maybe someone was really struggling financially, but they didn't want you to know about it. So they fabricated a story, or perhaps they didn't want you to see where they lived because they were embarrassed or ashamed. I just feel like there may have been something in this person's energy. It doesn't have to be physical, although we do have the King of Pentacles. It almost feels like this person had a bit of a secret, but it wasn't what you thought, right? It was that, you know, they're very, yeah, they could be very successful here. They could, you know, they could be a great individual. King of Pentacles, beautiful. But Seven of Swords with the World says this person, you almost felt like they were keeping a secret life, or they were keeping something hidden, but I just feel like it wasn't what you thought. I'm going to clarify with the Seven of Swords. Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords showing up in the person's energy? Now, of course, if this is something that this person has done, and maybe this is someone of the past that you just, you know, boundaries needed to be created. Maybe you weren't dealing with something. You were still upset over some sort of lie. It could be a white lie. It could be a big old lie. I mean, Seven of Swords can be the card of lying, but the fact that it's in reverse says this is already out in the open. You already know what this is. And I feel like you love this person regardless of their flaws. And just like in that song, although the song does kind of, I feel it has a tad bit of that codependent dynamic in it, because any individual that you're with, if they truly love you, right, if they want to be in this dynamic with you, they're not going to put themselves in situations where they could be tempted elsewhere. And it almost feels like was a little bit of a push and pull. There was maybe someone's flaws, but you may have had to have a talk with them, or perhaps it wasn't exactly what you thought, but maybe someone's insecurities had come out here. I feel like that cycle, whatever that was, that's done and over with, okay, with the World card. And maybe that's what this person wants you to know is, I have a lot of love for you. I want to build strong, solid, stable connections with the World and the King of Pentacles. This could be, again, someone that you are married to. Maybe this person spends a lot of time out there in their, you know, man shed, or she shed, female or male, it doesn't matter. And you could be wondering, well, what's this person doing all the time? Why are they spending so much time over here? When maybe that's their quiet space. Maybe that's when they're able to, you know, build or heal or grow. I just feel like something here isn't exactly what you thought, or if it was in the past, that has come to an end, okay? And if this is someone new coming in, they have been dealt a shady, dishonest hand of cards, and it feels like they've completed that cycle of the past, and they're ready to really grow and build in their stability and in their relationships. And I feel like the both of you can come together beautifully and have a really wonderful life. But let's take a look. I want to get one more around the Seven of Swords. What do we have? Okay, the Hierophant. It almost feels like due to maybe a belief system that this individual had, or due to their upbringing, which is, we mentioned that as well. It could be that you've seen grandma and grandpa, or you've seen mom and dad, you know, the way they fell in love, or something could have even tainted you. Maybe mom was an overgiver and dad was a workaholic, whatever it may have been. I feel like this person had some sort of conditioning that maybe they weren't even aware of, that had contributed to a bit of needing to rebuild oneself, rebuild a solid structure. So when the storms did come through and the towers did come through, that it wouldn't just blow away. I'm almost getting the energy here, Capricorn, of withstanding the test of time. This is about you getting through anything with this individual. And the Hierophant can certainly be marriage. Okay, this can be commitments. This could be growth. It can be where we apply our teachings, basically, where we learn. And I feel like you are learning some new spiritual practices, or you could be meditating more, connecting to God's source. Maybe this person has been religious or had a religious upbringing. Maybe this person even, you know, is refinding themselves through a spiritual part of you. It almost feels like you are the star and this person is you know, coming towards you or coming towards their higher selves because you're lighting the way. It's like you're the shooting star here. I like this. Let's take a look at where this is going. Where's this dynamic going between these two? What do we have for Capricorn and the person on Capricorn's mind? All right. Thank you. We do want that one. 9 of Wands, the Hanged Man. Maybe things have just become a little bit stagnant for both of you. Maybe if this is a relationship that you've been in, married, or with an individual, maybe you lost that passion, right? And I do see here a renewed spark. Okay, interesting. We have the Death showing up here as well. You've had multiple past lives with this individual. We're going to definitely clarify the Death card here because this is an ending. It almost feels like there has been a period of waiting around. You know what I feel for some of you? This could be a phase. This is part of, you know, yes, it's death and rebirth, but because we have the Phoenix, this is the death energy. It's a new phase. It's rebirth, renewing, growth. You may have changed your mind. And that's okay to change your mind. So if you've decided that maybe you didn't want this person in your life and then you changed your mind and said, you know, maybe I do. Maybe I want to work on it and build it up. I feel like there is transformation here. And the opposite applies as well. Maybe this is someone that, you know, you've been with for quite some time, and maybe there is an underlining of love, but maybe you just moved in different directions. Right? And maybe you don't trust that this situation is still for your highest good. Therefore, there could be a completion to this journey, and you could decide that you are ready to enter into a new phase, one that will be a new beginning, right? With someone new that could certainly be here for the rest of your time here on earth. Because regardless of where you're at, I feel like there is an energy of someone withstanding the test of time with you. So even if you're coming out of a situation at this time, I feel like you will meet someone. Spirit, because I have the Hanged Man, can we get a timing card here? What do we have for timing? Can we get a significant date, or what do we need to know about time? In less than a month? We have in less than a month, some of these big changes are occurring. Scorpio season, death is the major arcana for Scorpio. So this is happening now. These changes could be internal, but they're going to affect you externally because you're going to think differently than you did about a situation in the past. And you're going to make some choices. That's the Lovers card. You may be, I'm getting again, the star-crossed lovers. There may be a situation, if you are currently, I'm just going to say this again, this could be very specific for a few of you out there. If you're in a dynamic where there is a third party, you may find out that this person is ending a connection because they want to be with you. Okay. And that's not always the case. Typically, more often than not, it's not the case. But I feel for some of you, this is a union that's come together time and time in different lifetimes, and I feel like you are meant to play out the remaining time with this individual, and maybe they're not even with a person. Maybe it's not that they're married. Maybe they're winding down the end of their journey. Maybe they are going through an ending or a divorce. But I feel like the death card does bring major transformation in this dynamic that you are currently in. And we have here June. Okay, we have June could be significant, even though it says in less than a month. These changes are occurring here in Scorpio season for you, but June may be a big month. Okay, June of 2025, maybe even last June, June 2024 could have been significant. That could even be when you meet someone. For those of you that are, well, hold on. You're saying, Mel, I'm not going to wait till June. But it could be that you're opening up and you're changing your mind and saying, I do want to be in a commitment. I do want to meet my forever person. All right. Let's clarify the death card. Let's clarify the death card here, please. Why is the death card here and what does it mean for Capricorn? The King of Cups again. So it comes back to your energy. It comes back to you opening up your heart. This is the death of a situation where maybe someone has been closed off. Okay. This can be someone that maybe wasn't in touch with their emotion. There's a transformation coming in. Maybe someone that was untrustworthy, because sometimes if this King of Cups is showing up as transformed, if he was on that island all by himself, right? And he needed to reevaluate, he needed to really check in and say, what's going on here? What do I need to work on? He doesn't want to be on the island forever. He wants to start building relationships and partnerships that he can trust. And maybe that's why there is an ending here, a transformation coming in here, because this person is saying, I want to open up to love. And I feel like love is certainly open to you here. That's why we have the Lovers. So let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What does Capricorn need to know regarding love, partnerships, relationships in November 2024? Round and round, card 25. All right. So it does seem that there is an opportunity for you to step off that revolving door. Okay. And this is about you being able to break cycles. You could be revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. We're going around here with the King of Cups and then clarifying with the Death card. The Death is stopping a pattern. The Death is about you really reevaluating some of your core beliefs with that Hierophant energy and saying, are these beliefs still aligned with where I'm at in my life, where I'm at in these relationships? Do I need to make changes? Do I need to make choices that are going to help me feel more abundant, more aligned with my path? Are they going to bring, happy choices and blessings and loving life? And if not, that's what you're reevaluating here. This is the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, meaning that if you don't learn the lesson or if you don't heal from the lesson, sometimes we go back and replay it until we get every little bit and piece of what we are meant to learn and evolve and grow from. And if it's not with the same person, it can be sometimes we attract individuals that mirror or mimic people from the past. And I just feel like you've learned a very big lesson here. That's why the Star is showing up. You don't have to keep going back into that tower, right? The Star is here saying there's a brighter future ahead, one that involves you opening your heart and loving life, loving the partnerships that you are attracting here, Capricorn. This is also about revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. And I do feel because you have the World card here, or your person has the World, they could be seeing things from a new perspective as well. Now, the relationship message is this. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Or does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You've been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot a familiar place. But that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time. For you've learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you are aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. And that can be part of what is ending here as well. If this is a long-term relationship that you've been in, maybe has been a little bit of a routine, and maybe there has been a little bit of blame or questioning the trust or the worthiness or integrity of a relationship. And I just feel like you're seeing things from a different perspective, and it's going to help you make healthy choices from here on out. It really will. And let's look at the reverse. Now I am getting also for timing, we have the World card here, Capricorn. Capricorn season is showing up in December. So even though this is in less than a month, okay, I feel like the changes internally are taking place now, but it could be by the end of the year is when you finally integrate in the external and you see big changes externally. Maybe that's when there's a completion, there's a closure, there's a new cycle beginning here. Maybe that is when you fully open your heart up. That's when you could see the building, the progression of the home being built more so on a solid structure. All right. Are you refusing to see your own personal responsibilities for repeating a lesson? Now, this could go for your person just because they do have the Seven of Swords in their energy, but roles can be reversed. You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator. There's the Hanged Man, okay? Someone needs to surrender in this union because walls could be too high. It says, be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out that you have the power to stop going round and round, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but about accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. And we talk about that earlier. We talk about accountability and responsibility here for actions. And I feel like there's a lesson around accountability and integrity and boundaries. And if someone is still upset, there needs to be healing around that in order to fully move forward and wrap this cycle up. So powerful message here, Capricorn. Now let's get a message from the crystal spirits. And at this time, if you're able to safely do so, please close your eyes, Capricorn. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you, Capricorn, to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now, your crystal could show up as a specific shape, size, or color. Your crystal could be clustered or have points. Maybe it's in its rawest form. Could be tumbled or rutilated. Your crystal could be blue or pink, green, maybe colorful or sparkly. This could even be a stone that you know the name of. And if not, just tune into the energies and frequencies that it is emitting. Perhaps that of unconditional love, protection, strength, or power. There is no right or wrong answer, Capricorn. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal or crystals, maybe you have more than one, drop them in the comment section below the video, whether it's the shape, the size, the color, the feeling, the name, whatever you are seeing in your mind's eye, drop it in the comment section below. I'll enter you into that free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss the notification. All right, we have rhodonite. This is one of my favorite heart stones. Rhodonite is all about harmony in relationships. It's about being able to easily connect with others, especially for those of you that have struggled to find healthy love, right? Not all relationships are dysfunctional. If that is a belief that you've grown up with, that relationships are dysfunctional or they are dishonest, right? That is not the truth. It may have been something that has shown up in your life, but it doesn't have to continuously show up, okay? This is about discovering hidden talents as well to share with others. All of us have gifts to share and a deep longing to be needed. So open up to a partnership that allows both of you to give and receive. Because we have two masculines, sometimes there can be a little bit of a power play with the double masculine energy here. If you're in a female-male relationship, there needs to be that balance, right? And we all have feminine, masculine qualities within us. But I feel for some of you, it may feel like there's been an imbalance in testosterone, or there's been an imbalance in, the leadership or taking the lead, taking that next step here. Now, this message here, it says, now is the time for you to reach out and take what is freely offered. There's the balance, the feminine, the masculine, and to recognize the continual flow of reciprocity between you and the people in your life. Now, Capricorn, if you are feeling too enmeshed with someone and wondering where you end and that person begins, spend a little bit of time, because that's the boundaries card, right? We get lost up in cycles, and maybe this is codependency as well. It says, spend a little time connecting with rhodonite spirit to reestablish healthy yet fluid boundaries. So not only do you have the healthy choices, but you also have boundaries showing up as your key themes. When you are generous yet aware of your worth, giving with a healthy sense of self, you attract those who respond in kind. All right. Yeah. And I also feel for some of you, this is about getting back into that heart energy, heart space. So if you felt at times like you were on the island going through life alone or doing something solo, and even though there's been a feeling of you taking care of yourself, right? Self-care. So maybe you have been in that heart space, but it's been more of a singular heart space. I feel like you're opening up. Finally, it feels like you're ready. You've healed enough to open up and call in a divine counterpart. And this person, the Seven of Swords, they may have been hurt, right? We all have been to some degree. But the Seven of Swords is, being clear from the very beginning. This is about being honest from the very beginning. And maybe that was the dynamic between either you and this person, or this person with their past energy, is it feels like there were lies, there was manipulation, and that may be why a cycle is ended for this person. Even though we have the Death card for the both of you here, where is this dynamic going? I mean, yes, that could portray an ending, but I feel like there's a transformation here that is taking place between you and you, I want to say, but it will affect any partnerships that you have from here on out. Because remember, the Death is clarified by the King of Cups. Some of you could be widowed. I'm just going to point that out. Some of you could be widowed, or there could have been a death. And maybe that belief is, I'm never going to find the love like I had with this individual. And I feel like you've come to the point where you've done a lot of healing and you may be opening up. That may be what you've changed your mind about. This stone reminds us that we each were given a specific gift, and we received it in order to share it with the world. And I feel like part of your special gift, Capricorn, is your beautiful heart. And I do feel like you are meant to share that love and that compassion and that kindness with another. Let's get one final message here from your ancestors, your guides, your loved ones. You are what you believe. As I'm staring at the Hierophant card, because this is your church, right? Whatever you believe in, whatever your higher power, it says words hold power and divine magic. What you think, you become. Your outside world is a reflection of your inner thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts and the words that you speak. You are what you believe. So again, if you believe that you are worthy of this divine connection with the lovers here, so be it, right? But it may require you to put an end to the old way of thinking, right? It may require you to go through this spiritual transformation, this rebirth, and what better time than Scorpio season in order for you to reestablish a new sense of self-worth, a new sense of boundary, and a new healthy opportunity to be vulnerable, right? To be vulnerable. And instead of thinking that every person you're going to meet is going to be dishonest or hurt you or leave you in some pain, right? Or they're going to cross over with the death, I feel like you're opening up and you're saying it's better to have loved than lost than never have loved at all. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that resonates. If so, please hit the thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and do drop your crystals in the comment section below the video to be entered into that free reading giveaway. And again, thank you so much for tuning in and being here today. Lots of love.